What up, world? Welcome to the Film Geeks podcast, where we discuss everything movies and TV. And I'm not going to get into no introductions today because we all know who we are. We about to jump right into this. So listen.
Let's get into it.
Yes, let's get into it. We had some deaths this past week, and I'm going to let Sean take it off. Take it over.
Man, listen, so The Last of Us, Joel, that's been the biggest talk this entire week. I mean, that death was hard. Like, that gave Ned Stark vibes. And if you don't know what we're talking about The Last of Us, episode 2, season 2. And just, damn, like, wow. And none of us never played the video game, so we don't know. So for all you gamers that listen to us, don't blow down on us. That's all I'm going to say. That's it.
For sure.
Leave it at that.
You got Ned Stark, man. It was so unbelievably sad. I'm not going to say nobody, but you and me were not expecting that at all.
No, not at all. Not
excuse me. So another death that happened was on 911 with Captain Bobby Nash of the 118 Fire Department. Totally was not expecting them to kill him off, and I kind of got questions and want to know where he going that he had to get rolled off like that. But that's about all on that. We'll catch up more on The Last of Us on our next episode once we let the episodes build up, and I'll probably do a reel or something for 911 later on when the season ends.
Yeah, because I want to know about this. Like, you just left me out there, so now I got to know. But
the people that watch 911 know what I'm talking about. It was sad. It was just as sad almost as Joel.
Okay. Yeah, no, that Joel hit different. And I know that we ain't spoiling nothing because anybody that has any type of social media should have saw this at some point somewhere. So there's that. But so as far as our episode today, just to let y'all know, there are spoilers. So I'm going to go over the things that we're going to be talking about. And if you're watching these, great, stay and listen. If not, watch it and then come back. So the movies that we're going to be talking about G20, Magazine Dreams, The Amateur, Drop, Sinners. Those are our movies. And TV shows that we're going to discuss on this episode is going to be The Pitt, Black Mirror, Daredevil, and number 1 on the Call Sheet documentary, which is fantastic, by the way. And, of course, Pick 3, because we love Pick 3. But without further ado, let's get into G20. That's our first movie. How did you feel about this movie?
All right. Well, G20 stars Viola Davis, Anthony Anderson, Marsai Martin, Tony Starr, who you guys may know as Homelander, and Ramon Rodriguez, who you guys may know as Will Trent. And it was really cool to see Anthony Anderson and Marsai Martin back together again because they were in Blackish together. This movie was about an African-American woman president, and they went to a G20 international summit. That's actually a real thing. I didn't know that. I had to actually look that up.
Yeah. that.
And basically, Homelander, I'm going to call him Homelander for the sake of this because I forgot his character's name, and y'all know who he is. It's Homelander. So Homelander was basically trying to steal cryptocurrency from all these big, wealthy leaders of the country. And he's still playing a bad guy. That's so sad. I want to see him playing a good guy one time, but he'll always be Homelander, so he's going to always be the bad guy. I rather enjoyed the movie. It was a decent flick. It was a good progression to the story, and I would definitely give it like a 6 out of 10. I'm going to rate all of my movies this week. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10.
Okay.
How about you?
So Homelander's name in this movie, his name was Rutledge.
Thank you.
And the angle that they were trying to take, so all the world leaders gathered at this G20 summit, and what they did, they tried to basically try to get their citizens of their respective countries to pull money out of the banks to put into cryptocurrency so that he can basically rob it. That was just kind of like the gist of it. I thought the movie was straight. It was like Netflix good to me. Gave me White House Down vibes, kind of like. It was very surprising for me. It was surprising that Viola Davis took this role. Because when you look at her track history, it's like now she has done action movies like The Woman King. Now that was involving like that's history. So I can see that. But this movie, to me, it was just Netflix good. I give it a 6 out of 10 as well. I mean, it was a fun watch.
Yes, it was. Something that we both probably would never go back and watch again.
Never.
Moving right along. Magazine Dreams. Magazine Dreams was starring Jonathan Majors. It was about an aspiring bodybuilder who was addicted to steroids, and later on he finds out that he's suffering from cancer. The movie was, I'm going to say, the story was decent, but the acting from Jonathan Majors was top notch. It gave so many emotions. I felt so cringe, like, ew, like, but he was just acting, you know what I mean? Like, it was just cringy content, but good acting. It made me believe him and his role with this. I gave this like an 8 out of 10 just for his acting alone, for real.
I would say his acting definitely was great in this film. The restaurant scene. I think, you know how like, when it and I'm calling it right now. He has to get an Oscar nod for this, for Best Actor. Period. Point blank. For him to transform in this, I mean, he already had a nice physique already, but for him to get like that,
yes,
I mean, like, hey, it'll never be me. That's okay, and that's okay.
Yes,
but no, usually like when Oscars, when they pick like actors and actresses, it's usually that one scene that just goes above and beyond. And I think that restaurant scene and this was after he got jumped.
Toward the end, right?
You're right. It was towards the end. So he got jumped by his crew, by these dudes. And one of the dudes he saw in a restaurant who happened to be out with his family. And for him to just pull up on him the way that he did, man, it was just powerful. It was convincing. Like, it had me thinking like, yo, homeboy really got some issues. So he was believable as his character.
That's the word I was looking for.
That's what you want in a best actor. Period. Point blank. So, so I would give it. You gave it an 8. I would give it a 7. I mean, it's the acting that makes you want to watch it. But will I ever watch this movie again? I don't think that I will. But just sheer performance, like top notch.
And that's why I gave it an 8 out of 10 for the acting. That was it. And speaking of acting, with the Oscar nod that you just said, it sucks that we just found out that they never had to watch the freaking Oscars in order to nominate the movies. Like, what were y'all doing all this time?
Get out my head, because I was just thinking that. Get out my head. But no, isn't that crazy? Like,
that is crazy.
So you mean to tell me these people have been voting on these movies? Like, so for me, I try to watch all the movies, but if I don't get to them, then I can only vote based on the films that I watched.
Absolutely.
And just to think like, wow, now you got to go back and like really look at these, the winners. Like, well, damn, is this valid now?
It's not. And we know there's a lot of movies that we've watched where people like take the past. Well, Honora deserved it. But I still feel like Adam Brody could have took that as far as the best actor. Did he?
Yeah.
He did take that?
I
forgot.
Yeah, he did.
I forgot who won that one. He did.
But what about our homie that played in Rustin that he didn't win last year?
Coleman Domingo. Yes.
Like, so did they not watch, what was the name of that movie? Song what?
It was
shit.
Sing Sing, Sing Sing.
Sing Sing. So
Yeah.
you mean to tell me, like, who's ever on this board, like, I didn't watch Sing Sing, so it's that type of effery.
Because I'm wondering, like, I just want to know, what were you guys voting on then? If nobody's ever seen the movie and it's never been a requirement to watch the movie, what the heck were you guys voting on? And that means that us black people, women and men, have been snubbed for years. And we'll get into that with number one on the call sheet.
Yes, absolutely.
Look at that.
All right. Oh man! Oh my God! I can't believe you was in my head like that. I was just thinking that, and then here you come right out. So I just love how authentic that was.
Yes, we a team,
Lord.
baby.
All right,
moving right along.
Yes,
Go ahead.
All right, so we got The Amateur. You actually went to go see this after our last show. It stars Rami Malek and Lawrence Fishburne, who was nominated, didn't win, but Rami won for Bohemian Rhapsody. But listen, that was well deserved because he absolutely killed that role. Yeah. But anyway, this movie is about a CIA agent who's basically after men who murdered his wife in a terrorist attack. So this movie... It's so funny that we said the same things about this movie. So the movie was just okay to me. Like, it didn't blow me away. It gave me law-abiding citizens vibes. Like, it kind of gave me those vibes because of how he did the kills. Okay. But I think so this movie, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5. Like, it can't get a full 7. The movie was solid. It was decent. The problem I had with it is that it was slow and the trailer gave away too much. It was 4 dudes involved and the trailer gave me 2 of them kills. And 2 of them kills was arguably the best. I mean, so I love Lawrence Fishburne's role in the movie. He was just that dude. Like, I liked his character. It's hard not to like Lawrence Fishburne in any movie that he's in, unless we're talking about Ike. Like, I can't get down with that. But other than that, like, Lawrence Fishburne, like, hey, like him playing Furious and Boys in the Hood, like, that is like a version of my dad. Period. Point blank. But anyway, let me go ahead and defer to you. What did you think of The Amateur?
I pretty much agree with you. The only part that I wish they would have like leaned in more to is like, I think Lawrence Fishburne said a phrase, something like, "You're not a killer, so use what you're good at to get the revenge," or something like that. He said to that effect, which is why he started killing them in weird ways that struck as IT guy from the CIA. Yeah. So, I mean, I wish they would have did more kills that way. And like you said, it was slow. I believe you and I both said we dozed off on it in the movie theater. Also, I was happy to see... Right. I was really happy to see Sinatra playing a good guy in there. Sinatra from Paradise. Yeah. Her name is Julianne Nichols. But pretty much everything you said. But I gave it a lower rating. I gave it a 4 out of 10 because we fell asleep. All the parts was in the trailer, and it could have been more parts where he was. I love stuff like that where you setting up people and they don't know it, and then you find out all this stuff along the way. And it just wasn't enough of that for me. I feel like it could have been more. And it was too long. It was too long. Too much dialogue. Come on.
It was definitely long. Definitely too much dialogue. I just feel like for the star power that you had in this, like this, like I said, I said that it gave law-abiding citizen vibes. And law-abiding, like... I mean, did you love that? I love that.
Law Abiding Citizen is one of my favorite drama thrillers. Like, it's everything. And I don't even want to compare it to that. But I get what you're saying.
Right.
I do.
Yeah.
I do get what you're saying, but it was Law About Citizen was 10 times better than this bullshit.
Oh yeah, by far. But yeah, look, whatever studio, I forget the studio that made this. Y'all dropped the ball. Like too much star power. But look, y'all made money. Y'all got actually.
I feel like
y'all
was
didn't get my money. I used a free ticket. I used a free ticket.
Hey, I feel like it was A24.
No, it wasn't A24. Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Don't come for them. Like I told you, I got love-hate relationship.
But that could have been the hate part. I swear.
Yeah. No, it wasn't them. I'm gonna look it up when we're talking about the. I'm gonna look it up and then I'm gonna bring it up real quick while we're talking about the next film. So, we're done talking about this, right? We can move on.
Yup, we can move on.
Yeah, let's do it. All right. So the next film is from one of your. I'm gonna call this your studio because I feel like you. I feel like you. So she is a Blumhouse fan. I say that right? It because I used to always say Blumhouse, and then now I think we've come to find out that it's actually Blumhouse.
It rhymes with plum.
So this, yeah,
it rhymes with plum. So Blum, yes.
But where did we get Bloom from? Like where?
Us black people just always pronouncing stuff wrong. That's all.
Always. All right, got it. All right, so. This next film, and we both enjoyed this. Like, we both had great things to say about this one. So this is Drop.
Yep.
And it stars Megan, is that Faye?
Faye? Yeah.
Just
Faye?
It stars Megan Faye and Brandon Sklenar. And the movie is about a widow who goes on a blind date in this really, really nice Chicago restaurant. It's like a skyrise restaurant. But what ends up happening, this airdrop comes in and it's like this dude kind of telling her to like, all right, you're going to kill this dude that's in front of you. And unless you kill him, we gonna murder your family. So he done tapped into her security feed. He can see every like there's a dude like in her house. So she looks at her camera like on her phone, and there's a dude like right there waving and shit with a gun. I mean, it's what I loved about this. It was original. Like it kind of gave me. I feel like it kind of gave me phone booth vibes.
I was thinking that too with Colin Farrell. Yeah.
Right. So it gave me those types of vibes. But like what I loved about it the most, you could not guess who was the killer or who was orchestrating the whole thing. Because for starters, why is your airdrop on? My airdrop is never on. Like I have to turn it on the airdrop shit to myself. Like so. For a random to just airdrop you some stuff, but I love how they were clever with the memes that they were using, and they were using memes that are relevant and they are current today. So that just lets me know that the director of this film, that I can look it up at when you're talking again because I didn't write it down. But anyway, I thought it was awesome. I enjoyed it. This movie gets I'm gonna give it a solid 8. Yeah, I will give it an 8. I liked it. I would definitely watch it again. I like this type of shit. So there you go.
Yeah. So it follows a single mom who went on a blind date, like he said. This was her first time since her husband committed suicide.
Yeah.
And I would have never guessed that it was the dude at the bar, the old man at the bar. I would have never guessed that the whole time. It kind of gave me, I don't know if you watched Clickbait on Netflix. Did you ever see Clickbait? It gave me those vibes because every episode of Clickbait, they deferred you to someone who you thought was the killer, but it really wasn't the killer. So the whole time I'm thinking it was the dude waiting for his sister, but that was the most obvious answer. So of course it wasn't him. But I would have never guessed it was the old man at all. And I thought it was excellent. I thought it was really, really good. It was creative. It was original. I even at one point thought it was the maitre d' lady who was sitting people down and the bartender. Yeah. Like it was so many people who you thought, and they did a really good job of that. Really, really good. I gave it a 9 out of 10 because it literally kept me on the edge of my seat and awake. because I didn't stay awake for the amateur. So, and I went really late, it was so good. It was good to me. I need more of this. That's why I love Blumhouse.
So for me, it was a double feature that day. So
Yeah, it was.
I saw Drop first, and then I saw in which I used free tickets through Cinemark because I got the movie pass. So Cinemark, if y'all want to send me some stuff, like we can make this
sure
real and holla at your boy. So going back to the first thing, so The Amateur was distributed by 20th Century Studios, formerly 20th Century Fox. And then the director of the film that we're talking about now, Drop, is Christopher Landon, who happens to be the son of Michael Landon, who was
That's
on
Highway to Heaven.
Bonanza.
Oh, wait.
Highway to Heaven, Bonanza.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
He
him on
was
Little
both
House
of
on the
them.
Prairie too?
Little House on the Prairie. Yeah.
Was that him?
Man. Yeah. That was him. So, and his son, the director, like, that's crazy.
So, that's a freaking great trend. No, you said Christopher Landon?
Christopher Landon, that's the son.
All right. Got
But
you.
his
Never
daddy
mind.
is Michael.
All right. That's what's up. It's a small world.
And I'm looking at pictures of him. Yeah, he looked like his daddy.
Oh, wow.
He definitely looked like his daddy. Yeah, we're gonna that's crazy. He is 8 years older than us. He just turned 50.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm 35. I'm 35.
Yo,
You
35.
good?
Got it. Yeah. Look, the grays is there. All right, so here we go. Let's get into this. So this is this is the biggest movie this year so far.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about Sinners.
Yes.
So Sinners was directed by Ryan Coogler, and it stars Michael B. Jordan, Haley Stayfield,
Delroy Lindo. Wunmi Masaku. She was in Lovecraft Country and in Low Key.
Yeah.
She was the head person of the TVA. And then the newcomer, Miles Caton. Catone or
Damn,
Caton.
that was her.
Yes, it was.
In the TVA. Shit.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
So I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say about it because I know that you're gonna bring it like all the way back up. So for me, okay, so Sinners, if you haven't seen it, like, which if you haven't, like, what planet are you living on? And people are always talking about this. So it's a movie about two brothers who return to their hometown to basically open up a juke joint. They got all this money, and I mean they're well connected. Let's just call it what it is. They're well connected. Then they open up their juke joint. The whole, it's vibing. You know what I'm saying? Down in the South, it was down in Mississippi. I've been down to Mississippi. You been to Mississippi before?
Just briefly for a hot second.
For a hot
When I went to Memphis, we drove to the state line and we went and saw the Elvis Museum and then kind of like came back around us.
All right. Well, my military journey said, I spent a few months down there, but good food down there. Good food, and it's hot. It gets real humid down there. But anyway, so, then the movie kind of shifts. It kind of goes into like a little vampire thing. Mm-hmm. And so for me, I felt that this movie was a cultural masterpiece, and the attention to detail that Ryan Coogler and his team did, it is far and beyond. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I liked the movie. I didn't personally love it. However, it's one of those movies, and it's funny, I was having a conversation with Joe about this because Joe kind of feels the same way that I feel about it. It's one of those movies that you got to watch it again to like really dissect it. And because I left out the movie like this, thinking like, okay, what did I just watch? What I will say is that it was definitely a good movie, definitely worth the watch. I don't feel like I wasted my time at all. Right now, as of this episode, I'm going to give this movie a 7. However, the next time I watch it, it could very well be a 10. I put this on the scale of Inception, because Inception, I did not love it, or I did not like it. Like Inception, I had to watch Inception a couple of times for me to say that, oh my God, this movie is a masterpiece. I find something different every time I watch this movie to see, how I feel and what I like about it. But the actors was amazing. Again, Ryan Coogler, he did his homework. He definitely did his homework with this. And I think what kind of threw me, maybe the vampire part threw me. I don't know. I don't know. But I'm going to turn it over to you. Like, what do you got? Because I know that you have high praise for the movie. And I don't, we both, this will probably be the first time we've had like a semi disagreement on a film. I don't know. But what do you got?
Let me first off say, I loved Inception. It was phenomenal.
The first time you watched it?
Yes. I told you I used to want to be a dream analyst, so there you have it.
Yeah, you did.
I thought it was great. You did. So I'm just gonna, I loved Sinners. I definitely am going to go check it out again. The two brothers, like you said, moved back to Mississippi from Chicago after working for Al Capone. They were doing illegal shit, robbing banks, killing people, stacked up their money, moved back down to Mississippi to pour back into their own community by opening up a juke joint. Like he said, he was well connected, networked really well, went out to grab everybody that he knew to help him with this project. And then the vampires show up. It was definitely attention to detail. I loved every bit of it. You didn't notice those details until after you get on social media and read all of the little Easter eggs and theories. And he confirmed about, I want to say 70% of those in multiple interviews. So the vampires try to enter the juke joint to kill the whole crew in there. But even still, when the Choctaw tribe was trying to warn those KKK members, like, hey, have you seen the guy come here? He's dangerous. Like, it was that detail, too, because they were known for being vampire hunters or night walker hunters. Like, I love this movie. What was I going next? They turn into vampires. Everyone died except for Sammy and Smoke. Yeah, Smoke. Smoke.
No. Stack.
Stack is red. Smoke is blue.
Yeah.
Smoke stayed
alive. Talking about
alive.
died like in the whole.
Well,
okay,
he died. Let me finish first. So,
you're right.
Smoke and Sammy stayed alive until the KKK came back to kill them. To try to kill him the next day anyway. And then he died in that little gun exchange. I read somewhere, even on social media, they were going to die regardless, whether it be from the vampires or from the KKK. Because remember, Remick came and told them, hey, the KKK was coming to kill you the next day anyway.
Right.
Like, they were going to die regardless. So Smoke didn't kill his brother. He left him in there and made the deal like, hey, just leave Sammy alone. Let him live his life. I loved how I read and I saved this because I'm going to post it too. Everybody who has seen Sinners knows it. Well, the statement was that one sequence alone makes this film a 10. And everybody who has seen Sinners knows exactly what scene this person is talking about. Yes. That music scene is what made me love this movie. It was like the transition from showing the evolution of music and how it affects each culture. That was phenomenal. It sent chills down my arms. I was like, yo, I got emotional and I don't know why, but that's the power of music. And that's what like kind of opened the floodgates for Remick to come and find them initially because he wanted the soul, Sammy's soul, which was originally based on a story of Robert Johnson, the guitar player. So Ryan Coogler definitely did his homework. The Pick Poor Robin Clean song that they performed before they tried to get into the club, and it was super Irishy like. That was originally by Geeshie Wiley. a country blues artist, a black blues artist from 1931. And that also symbolized, like, that was the get out piece for me. Like how they try to take what's ours and make it their own, or they want to steal everything that's ours. So, and even Buddy Guy, who is playing older Sammy at the end, the song Traveling, that was originally performed by him. There's Bobby Rush, another blues singer, who a whole lot of those songs were originally performed by a lot of blues guys. And I'm surprised you didn't pick up on this, seeing as you're the music guy, the movie music guy. The one song that I love the most, I Lied to You, was written by Raphael Sadiq and Ludwig Göransson. And I'm like, that's why I like you so much, because Raphael Sadiq is a great writer.
Yeah, no, he is.
It's so many layers, and I know we don't have enough time. We don't have enough.
Yeah.
It's so much. I, of course, gave it a 10 out of 10. It's just too many layers to go over at this moment, but check out Sinners. Definitely check out Sinners. And point blank period, this movie should definitely clean up at the Oscars. We're talking best director, best original screenplay, costume design. And I mean, you know what? I would even give a nod to Michael B. Jordan for best actor, because for him to play two roles, and Smoke and Stack were like this. Day and night.
Like
day and night. And
they were day and night. So real quick before we move on, if you had to pick who you gonna roll with, Smoke or Stack? I'm gonna roll with Smoke, because Smoke is a hold my beer type of dude. Like, hold my beer. Like that's
Look, let me say something else. So listen, I'm sorry, I got more. When I initially saw it, and I'm thinking, oh, Smoke's wearing blue, Stack's wearing red. They just wanted us to be able to tell them apart. It's a whole nother layer to that shit too.
Yeah, it is.
And I never noticed that Smoke never smiled the whole time in the movie, but one time. Yeah. So he was the serious one, and then Stack was like whatever. But I would roll with Stack because he seems like a good time. He's the toxic one.
All right, yep, that's offline. That's a offline conversation. All right, so we good on Sinners. You gave it a 7. I gave it a 10.
I didn't give it no 7.
I'm sorry. Correction. I gave it a 7. You gave it a 10. Yes. But my 7 is pending right now, because it can go higher after I watch it again.
Yes.
Absolutely. All right. So those are our movies. So now this TV show right here. If you haven't watched the show, we need y'all to watch it. And we are talking about The Pit. It's on HBO Max. All episodes are out. You know what? I was never going to watch this show, like, because I'm not a medical drama person. Like, for me, like, House is my GOAT. Like, I don't go no further than House. But your reel that you posted was so impactful, so powerful that, like, man, let me give this a try. So for me to binge the first 12 episodes, because that's what was available by the time I started watching it, and I'm just like, I'm like this every episode. I'm like, oh my God, like, what is next? So, man, it is a phenomenal series for doctors to give, Noah Wild and the team, like, high praise, high regards for this show to be featured on all the major platforms like CNN, and, it's just amazing. But I'm going to let you talk about it because you put me on.
Aww.
So, let's... But we can go, like, back and forth.
Yeah.
Like, so... let's.
You want
go ahead. No. Take it, because, like, I want to be able to, like, when you say, like, I want to be able to kind of jump in too.
Okay. I mean, listen. This was like a roller coaster ride. So, and I think the top of the roller coaster was the mass shooting. It was so jam packed with action, and to me, I feel like I loved House. By the way, House was one of my favorite shows, but House was more of a case based series, drama series. They focused more. I mean, you got the history and the background of the actual the characters, but it was more so about the the cases and those complex cases that took the whole episode to figure out into the end. This right here is a practitioner based series, and you're getting a deep dive into every character and their problems and what they're going through and what's going on and what's making them great at their job or not great at their job. And that's what I loved about that, because the fact that it was really realistic. Like if you go into an emergency room, a city hospital like Metro Hospital, and at any given time, it'll be just that crowded. For no reason. I mean, that's because people, it's a county hospital. Yeah. It was great, from the secretaries at the reception, how they were acting, all the way to the CEO or CFO, who was, Michael Hyatt, Sissy Saint, whatever. And, it was so accurate and a beautifully diverse casting. So, and it's like a hospital, like realistic. You got every different culture, every different type of people in that hospital setting. And of course, you got the Nepo babies, Taylor Dearden, Fiona Dourif, Catherine Lanassa, who actually has a role in Daredevil, was the charge nurse in this series. And I'm curious, is she really quitting? I hope she don't quit. She was a beast. Like, that was a bomb-ass charge nurse. Yeah. This show was super dope to me, and I really wished that season 1 would have ended with Night Shift like coming in and taking over, and I wish that season 2 would start off with Night Shift starting. Yeah, it should have been every other, like first shift, then night shift, then back to first shift for season 3. Like, that would have been so dope. So that way you have a range of different characters that you can go back and forth from, and that would have been super dope. And I know you wanted to mention something else too.
So you got we got a lot of stars in here. Like, this movie has star power. Like, so let's start with Dr. McKay. It's played by Fiona Dourif, who's the daughter of Brad Dourif. And if you don't know who that is the voice of Chucky, Charles Lee Ray, who actually made an appearance in the show, which was so freaking dope. And I was like, wow, when I picked up on that, I was like, that's crazy. Yeah. It took me a while to pick up on it, but I did. And then we got Dr. King, Taylor Dearden, who's Bryan Cranston's daughter. And I've been watching a lot of Bryan Cranston lately, because if y'all seen The Real, I've been watching Breaking Bad. I'm about to start season 3. I had to take a little break, but The Real is coming for that, so just hang tight. It's coming. But I would like him in Malcolm in the Middle as well. So for his, for those stars to have their children playing in like a hit series, man, it's just so dope. I like the characters. Like, so for me, out of the characters, it's their first day. So we're talking about Dr. King, Dr. Santos, and the medical students, Javadi, who's, I call her like a young Doogie Howser, because she like a 20-year-old doctor. Well, a student rather, but her mom is like a kick-ass doctor, like upstairs. And then I really like Whitaker. Like, Whitaker is dorky, but I like Whitaker. But
I mean, had to change scrubs like 3 times.
Oh my God, he got pissed on once. He got look, I was done. Like, I think Whitaker, I think I like him because he went through so much. Like, he had a death. Then he got pissed on. Then, he found Dr. Robbie, like, just going through what he was going through. Mm-hmm. And then you find out at the end that, I mean, technically he like homeless in a sense.
That's what I
So
said.
you like, damn, like, but, you're not even thinking about yourself. So you're putting people before you. And I mean, I feel like that's what doctors should do anyway. but you really see that in his character. So that's what I really appreciate most about Whitaker. Dr. Santos, overly confident. The friction that she got with Langdon, Dr. Langdon, that is like, who I feel like if she there season 2, I feel like they gonna smash. That's just me, because that's man. Listen, man, it always start off as beef, and then next thing you know,
but she ratted him out. He hate her right now.
Yeah, but if she give him the side eye, that don't mean he ain't gonna be like, well, we got all these. Never mind. But so there's that. Dr. Collins, because I think she was gone before the whole shooting, right?
Yeah, they tried to call her back, but she wasn't coming.
They tried to call her back, but they couldn't. But she had the miscarriage on the show, so it's just you want to. I would like for them to build more on that in season 2, just to kind of see like where her headspace is. I mean, obviously it's gonna be like 7 months or so later. But the show was just done brilliantly. Like I've never seen anything like this. I know they said the show 24 is like that, but I never watched 24, so this is my first experience with the show like that.
Well, it wasn't like the 24, but it was just a format where each episode was an hour of the day. So for Pitt, each episode was an hour of the shift.
Yeah.
So it ended beautifully. I have no complaints on how season 1 ended. I felt like I got, as Ryan Coogler would say, it was a full meal.
Yeah.
It was good. I enjoyed it. So next we got Black Mirror. This is season 7 of the show. And the more and more seasons come along, the more and more closer to reality this show gets. And it's crazy. I'm only going to talk about my 2 favorite episodes, which was Common People and Bête Noire.
Okay.
The show stars Tracy Ellis. Well, the series stars Tracy Ellis, Rashida Jones, Issa Rae, Awkwafina, Paul Giamatti, Sienna Kelly. That's just overall. But my favorite episodes, which was Common People, that starred Rashida Jones. And it was such a realistic experience. The idea of having to upgrade anything in life is the way technology is going, like the tiers of the subscriptions to like Netflix or Hulu or even your phone, but to have to upgrade your brain power, that is original. And I can see it happening in the future.
Yeah.
It was phenomenal. So basically she had a tumor. She passed out. They found out, she needed she was dying and she needed some type of transplant or whatever, or maybe she didn't. I don't really recall, but she got this thing in her head that allowed her to live, and it would kind of like, how like your phone gets old and then it just start doing weird shit, and then that's what her brain was doing.
Or you pay it off. You pay it off and then it start doing weird shit. So that.
And that's how her brain was doing. It start doing random ass commercials, and every time she go back, oh well, that's because you guys need to upgrade. And then she would upgrade, and they was doing whatever they can to pay for this, because at the top tier was like $1,000 or maybe $1,800 or something like that, and her husband was doing all types of stuff for money, and she ended up dying still. All it is, she still ended up dying.
All of that to still die.
Man.
That was definitely a favorite episode of mine as well. And they kicked off with that.
Yes,
And I just play it however it give it to me.
Yeah.
I think they were saying online that wasn't the first episode to watch, but look, I pressed play and Common People was right there. So no, that was one of my favorites as well. And you said Bête Noire. In French, it's pronounced Bête Noire, but in American, it's Bête Noire. Got it.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna need you to get out of my head, because I feel like those were like my top episodes as well.
Yeah.
Like I liked 4 out of the 6, but these would be like my top 2.
Yeah.
Just wow. Just
it's
writing,
the
minds.
It's gonna get there. We getting there. Bad Noir talks about the Mandela effect, pretty much. And from my research and reading, I saw that some people's Netflix got Bernies to Barneys. And some people got Barneys to Bernies in their episodes. Yes. I can't even remember which one I got because I got confused when I was reading this. But yeah.
I got Barney's because I rewound. I rewound just to make sure I wasn't tripping.
Okay. And I think I might have got Bernie's.
That's crazy.
I'm not sure. But they did it intentionally, which I thought was phenomenal. I think I'll probably post that also. Anyway, that was one of my favorite episodes for real because I'd be obsessed with the Mandela effect sometimes and how, certain things that we remember are not really real or how we seen it today. And that always blows my mind.
I got nothing else to really add. I mean, like you pretty much hit it. Just the writing, just wow. And then when it came out, when she had the little necklace or tablet thing and she was able to just speak into it and then it just happens. Right. Like that is the type of stuff that we will be doing. Give us about 30 years. We're going to be changing our own reality. Yeah. They already doing it and we don't know how. So come on. They definitely already doing it. It was a damn Shazam. It was a Shazam with Shaquille O'Neal. I don't care what nobody say. And the Fruit of the Loom logo had a cornucopia. Shit. And so they're doing it now to us. So come on. It's only a matter of time before we actually get a device for everybody where we can change it ourselves. Yeah. Facts. Just honorable mention. I really enjoyed the eulogy episode.
I did too.
That was really good. It was just, he never got closure on his, girlfriend situation, and then to come to find out like that she left a note and he didn't see it. Yeah. Man, that would just, oh my God, that would just destroy me. But
I agree.
Black Mirror this season, me personally, out of the 6 episodes, like 4 were like bangers. Like,
what was the other one? What was your other one?
I liked the Hotel Reverie with Issa Rae. That was a good episode. Just the whole movie making experience to put your conscience in a movie with just characters and you're the only person alive and then you fall in love and all of that. It was wild, but. I got nothing else for Black Mirror.
I don't either. It's a great series.
All right. So now, Daredevil. You finished it, right?
I did. I got questions. Listen,
damn, we need to have Omar on this call. So
Omar, tap in.
Yeah, Omar, tap in, man. Like we gonna need you to hit that chat up again. But so I'm gonna just give like my overall rating.
That's fine.
I thought the series was great. It had steady pacing for me. Right now, can I put it past the Netflix Daredevil? They're like right here. I don't think I could put one ahead of the other. For the fact that we still got this. We got the same characters. I just think that it's going to be interesting to see how they build on this because, you got Fisk is still a mayor. He still got his task force. And, Daredevil's going to get some help. And we already know who that help is going to be.
Yeah.
And I'm just, now New York has a curfew. How you going to put a curfew on the
city that never sleeps?
The city that never sleeps. Man, make that make sense to me. But I guess the big question is Foggy dead?
I guess we gonna find out.
We gonna find out. How'd you feel about it?
I liked it overall. It was a lot more gore.
Yeah, it definitely was.
than the Netflix one. I love that Vanessa's got her. They're starting to become more equal. I thought she was just sweet wife, but nah, she's just as savage as her husband because she killed the dude Adam, and she's doing that behind the scenes stuff with Luca, and she the one that set up Bullseye to kill Foggy.
Yeah.
So, and I just had a couple questions because were those the defenders that they had locked up in the cages at the end? Because I noticed that the one when the commissioner came into the car, he said, "Luke, I haven't seen you in a while," and I'm wondering if that was Luke Cage. And then when you get to the end, you've seen that the woman is locked up in the cage. You've seen a man that looks like Iron Fist is locked up in the cage, and the black dude is locked up in the cage. And then you see the Punisher. So I just thought that those were the defenders, and maybe that's how they're going to bring them in. And then I did read that when Karen was patching up the Punisher and Daredevil, they were playing the Spider-Man theme music.
Yeah.
And I didn't pick up on it until I rewound it back. Yeah, tap in and let us know, were those the defenders? Because I'm not really sure.
Shit, you about to have me watch that again? Because I'm like, whoa, wait, what?
Well, it's just fresh in my mind. I just watched it.
Okay.
The last episode.
Because I know Frank was in the cage because Frank had homeboy come and Frank broke his arm real smooth, quick, so he can get up out of there. But then we got credit. So yeah, I mean, definitely tap in, let us know.
And then he made the comment that he rather have vigilantes locked up than something he said. I don't really remember, but I know that his goal is to lock up the vigilantes. So that's why I thought that maybe those were, the people, the defenders. That's all.
All right. Well, Daredevil. That was Daredevil. So last show we got, or documentary. It was a 2-parter on Apple TV, if you have it, or whatever streaming platform you decide to watch your stuff on. Number 1 on the call sheet. I thought this documentary was very, very important. I mean, you learned so much stuff from it. And I'm gonna speak for the women because I love my sisters, my black sisters, and the black struggles like that females have had to deal with in Hollywood. Like, we never see it. Like, and it's just, become like over the last few years that Taraji has like really been vocal about it. And then you have, actresses who have worked with Tyler Perry, and, and that's one thing I can really give, kudos to Tyler on, is paying the black female actors their worth. I think it's still crazy that we've only had one black to win Best Actress.
Yep.
And that's Halle Berry. And that's for Monsters Ball. And I'm going to be perfectly honest. I thought Monsters Ball was good, but I didn't think that was an Oscar. Like, I don't know. And I'm not being a hater. Like, I'm just, because there's been other blacks that has been in that position to win Best Actress and did not win. And I'm talking about Whoopi Goldberg. I'm talking about Angela Bassett. Well, Whoopi Goldberg for Color Purple.
Yes.
And then Angela Bassett for What's Love Got to Do with It? Mm-hmm. Like, come on. Like, 2 powerful roles. Like, and Whoopi, that was her first major role.
Yeah.
And for her not to win, man, listen. I mean, like I said, I'm not throwing no shade against Halle Berry. I love Halle Berry. She from Cleveland. Look, it's on my shirt. But, but hey, Halle Berry, she's the only one that can say that right now. And I just really hope that the Oscars like really, recognize the talent that we have out there. I mean, they've been saying, yes, we have Best Supporting Actress. And who said it? I can't forget. Taraji said it. She said it. She said they've been passing out like Skittles. Yeah, we can get that. But what about Best Actress?
Yeah.
Like, there have been some roles. And if I do my homework and do my research and I say, hey, y'all need to watch like this black actress in this film, and you tell me that she didn't play any better than her white counterparts, her Spanish counterparts, or Italian, whatever the case may be, you cannot tell me that said person did not perform. So,
yeah.
Whew, okay. I got it out. Okay.
And just to piggyback off of that, even as far as the hair and makeup, that was one of the biggest things that I noticed. They were talking about how for so long they had white women trying to do their hair and makeup, and they don't know how to do that. And those challenges alone, like now they have those people, and it's become better. I watched both episodes also, but I'll talk about the men. I don't really remember, but it was powerful. Well, it was basically along the same lines, and they were giving each other their flowers and talking about the struggles that they had to overcome. I
think the big part, and I'm going to help you out. You know, so Denzel is, you know, people will call Denzel the GOAT, right?
Yeah.
But what Denzel said was that it was hard for him to kind of find his way because when Denzel was coming in the scene, Eddie Murphy was pretty much running it.
Yeah, and Sidney Poitier. I do remember Sidney Poitier, yeah.
And so Sidney Poitier, like, paved the way, but Eddie Murphy took it and he did it his way, did it his own way. But, you know, the Academy doesn't recognize, like, comedians. So I guess they wanted Denzel to be like a funny man. Well, Denzel has never been like funny. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe he may have a one-liner like ha ha ha, but you know, it's because of Eddie Murphy is that he said that it was kind of hard for him to kind of be the actor that he wanted to be until, you know, he kind of broke through. I think it was Malcolm X that like, all right, but prior to Malcolm X, he won Best Supporting. There's that word, supporting. Was it Glory?
Yeah. So the men get the supporting actors just as much as the women do. And wasn't it just Denzel that only won the Best Actor for Training Day? Well, and then Halle Berry won Best Actress for...
Well, they won the same year, but a couple of years later, that was when Jamie won for Ray.
He won, I thought it was support. Okay.
No.
Yeah.
So here's a fun fact about that. So Jamie was nominated for Best Actor and Best Supporting that same year. Best Actor for Ray, which he won, and Best Supporting for that movie Collateral that he did with Tom Cruise. That I feel he should have won that too because
it wasn't Oscar worthy. That movie wasn't Oscar worthy.
Well, anyway. The role.
Okay.
The role was. But yes. I mean, if you're into documentaries and you know, I would definitely put that at the top of the list. I'm not a big documentary person. For me to say it, like, watch it.
It was good. It was really good. Very informational. 2 episodes. One about the men, one about the women. Check it out, y'all.
All right. Well, here we are. Top 3. Pick 3. Our favorite segment. So I don't know what made me come up with this one. I was just like, I don't know. It's just one thing that just kind of popped up in my head, but it's about music, biographical films. So it's movies about the said artists. And I'm going to go ahead and read off the list. I think I got 16 movies here. So I'm going to read across the top for it's only 16, so I can read across the top for our podcast listeners. So going across, we got Selena, the New Edition movie, Rocket Man, Bohemian Rhapsody, Elvis, What's Love Got to Do with It, Notorious, Temptations, Why Do Fools Fall in Love, Jacksons, The Dirt, Ray, Walk the Line, Get On Up, Straight Outta Compton, and One Love. So, I went first last week, so it's your turn to go first. So
this was rather easy for me because I have not seen majority of these movies. Really? I'm gonna go ahead with What's Love Got to Do with It, the Jackson 5, and I'm only going to say this because this was my first introduction to Selena, but I did not know Selena prior to this movie. So I'm going to say Selena. So Selena, What's Love Got to Do with It, and Jackson 5. I've seen Bohemian Rhapsody, I've seen New Edition, and I've seen Ray. And those are Why Do Fools Fall in Love? I love Bohemian Rhapsody, but that would be like honorable mention for me. And I only love Bohemian Rhapsody because of Wayne's World. And that infamous scene where they sang Bohemian Rhapsody is where I became first introduced to that song. And then I fell in love with Queen after that. So,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. I love Jackson 5 too. That was great.
All right. And Selena was really good too.
It was.
I mean, that was like the introduction of like J-Lo for real.
Yeah, it was.
That was. And they picked the perfect person to play her. I mean, they did a side by side. I'm like, damn, that's Selena. All right. Whew. So for me, this list was kind of hard. Mm-hmm. It was hard. You
seen them all, didn't you?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm gonna start with my honorable mention. My honorable mention is going to be The Dirt. Okay. The Dirt is the movie about Motley Crue. You can watch it on Netflix. I knew songs by Motley Crue, but to get like their backstory, and the movie is pretty accurate. Some of these movies, all these movies have inaccuracies, but it really made me like look into like Motley Crue, and I was just like blown away. Like, this was better than Netflix good. This is rewatchable, and I watched it a couple times. So that's my honorable mention. Like, I freaking love that movie. So again, this is hard. This was hard for me because all these movies are really good. I'm gonna start with Straight Outta Compton. I just love the fact that they made a movie and they were able to, the people are still alive to like really have their input. So you got the authenticity of the movie. Mm-hmm. Yes, there's still inaccuracies, of course, because you got to make it Hollywood. But it was a phenomenal movie. I can remember I worked part-time at the theater when this came out, and I would walk past the theater and I could just hear people rapping. Like, that was just the best. But so Straight Outta Compton. Next, I'm going to go with Bohemian Rhapsody because Rami Malek absolutely killed this role. At the end at Live Aid, he mimicked the moves of Freddie Mercury, move for move. You can YouTube it, and I'm telling you, move for move, he did everything that he did at that. And man, last but not least, I gotta give it to Ray. Jamie Foxx, for what he was able to do and the work that he was able to do with Ray Charles prior to him passing, to be able to pull this off, nothing short of amazing. Like, it's not a movie that you can like just like, hey, I'm gonna watch Ray today. But like, when you watch it, like, you really sit and you invest that time and you just you just appreciate great art. Yeah. So
that's the only reason why I didn't pick Ray, because it's not rewatchable for me. So I picked the ones that I can watch over and over again with no issues.
So I really want to pick What's Love Got to Do with It. And I think the reason why I didn't, because of there's a lot of inaccuracies in this movie. I only found that out because I watched the Tina Turner documentary before she died. And I was like, really? I was like, man, this really made What's Love Got to Do with It kind of hard to watch now. Don't get me wrong. It's still a great movie. And I love that. You know, Tina Turner never watched this movie, right?
I did not know that.
She says she can never watch it because she doesn't want to relive those moments. But all the pointers that Angela needed to play this role, hey, here you go. Yeah. She gave it to her, but she can never watch it. So
rest in peace, Tina.
Rest in peace.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to wrap it up. I just got I'm going to throw a question out there real quick because we're not going to do the top 10 today. And it's a really deep, thought-provoking question, and we're both going to try and answer it. So, Sean, you're a big fan of the award season. Yeah. I prefer to watch the Emmys over the Oscars because I watch more TV than I do movies. Yeah. So who do you have as far as best actor in a drama series? I don't know who else is going to be a contender, but I know for 100% fact it's going to be Sterling K. Brown and Noah Wiley. Who would you pick out of those to win for best?
Oh, shit. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Who would you pick between? I wish I had like a sense of who else would be up for it. I'm assuming somebody from White Lotus will probably be in the running for that. I have never seen that series though, but I know for sure Noah Wiley and Sterling K. So let me have your thoughts. Who you got? Because one of them going to be the winners, regardless of who's in the category.
Without question. Like, I, right now, these two are the best TV series of 2025. Like, period, point blank.
Yep.
Man, this is... You know what? I got to give it to Sterling K. I'm going to give it to Sterling K. Now, I didn't watch any of his other work. So, like, I've seen him in, what was that? American Hustle. Like, I remember seeing him in that. But, like... This is like
American
my first.
Hustle?
No, not American Hustle. The movie with the shit. Oh,
American
God.
Fiction. American
Fiction.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was like my first exposure to like him because I never watched This Is Us or anything. Like you had to show me the clip with him and Baby Girl from Scary Movie. I can't. Wow.
Regina Hall.
Regina Hall.
Honk for Jesus.
Honk for Jesus. There you go. So, but no, Sterling K, like, for what he did with Paradise, like, it's Sterling K.
Yeah. I'm with that too.
But Noah Wiley, like, man, like, and this is my first exposure to him as well, because I never watched him in ER. And then I just learned a couple weeks ago that he was the little Marine that was in A Few Good Men. Like, so, wow. Listen, to put me on the spot, both phenomenal series, but no, Sterling K for sure, 100%.
Yeah. All right, guys. I'm going to give it to Sterling K too, but Noah Wiley definitely did his thing with this series, especially that scene with him in the room where Whitaker found him crying. That touched my whole soul. But then I go back and think about Sterling K and all of the work that I've seen him in, and absolutely, he got it in the bag. I'm 100% certain he's going to win this one. He better win it. If not, we call in what do they call the Emmys? The Emmy people.
Yeah. You know what? And I'm going to actually watch just to see because I've been invested enough in a lot of these TV series this year to give my input. But wow. And also shout out to Sterling K because he liked another one of our posts again. So let's go. Sterling K. Man, bruh, like,
go ahead and hit that follow, bro.
Yeah, man, hit that follow, man. You know what I mean?
Anyway,
like all our stuff down the line. All right, well, man, that was another episode, ladies and gentlemen, from Film Geeks. Man, we appreciate y'all. Also, shout out to our super producer, JB. Check him out, Taurus Media. Is it Taurus Media now on Instagram?
Instagram, yeah.
So definitely check him out. Bro, appreciate all the work that you do, man. Getting off work, getting us together, man. Like, I just cannot say enough words. So thank you, bro.
Appreciate you, baby, bro.
All right. So next episode coming up, we're going to be talking about, for sure, we're going to be talking about The Last of Us. We're going to be getting in a little deeper about this Joel killing, like, because that's some bullshit. Like, I'm telling you, I'm still not recovered from it. We're going to be talking about the Thunderbolts that come out next week. And then tomorrow night, I believe you're going to go see The Accountant too, right? Tomorrow?
I'm going on Sunday, probably.
You're going Sunday?
I'll probably go
okay.
Sunday, yeah.
I'm going tomorrow. Well, either way, we're both going to see that next week. Or we're both going to see that. So we'll be able to talk about that on the next episode. So there is that. But I will say, man, I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for taking the time to listen to us, man. It is definitely appreciated. Appreciate the texts. Appreciate all of the likes, all of the comments, man. Stay engaged. Follow us on IG, TikTok. We're at Film Geeks 83 _ podcast. You can follow us on YouTube under Film Geeks 83 _ podcast. And then we're on Facebook as Sean Sam. And man, Sam, anything else?
I have nothing else to add. You people have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Peace.